One of the things that's going to become essentially important for you during your divorce is being emotionally strong for your kids. And it won't be easy because there may be a temptation or a tendency to rely on them, to talk to them, to go to them, especially if they're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. You care about these little people. They're your little friends. But first, they're your kids. And to be strong for them involves keeping information away from them. That's more than they need to take on, right? They're not the ones who decided to get divorced. They're not the ones in this marriage that's falling apart. They've got two parents that they love. And what you don't want to do is try to embroil them in the middle of that. Try to set them up to hate their dad. Try to dump your emotional load onto them. That's just not what we do. So being strong in large part involves keeping adult things for adults and let the kids be the kids. Allow them to still love the other parent, even if you've decided you can't be married to them anymore. That's still always going to be their daddy, y'all. So trying to keep the strength and keep strong and keeping your side on your side is one of the very best ways you can show up for your kids during this challenging process. One of the questions I get a lot as a lawyer is like, hey, Hannah, how do I talk to my kids about the divorce? And my answer to you is, I am not qualified to tell you how to do that. You really want to talk to a mental health provider, a counselor, a therapist. It's even better if your kids have their own counselor or therapist. They will have ideas about how to present this to them. But like the lawyer is really not the expert to tell you how to talk to your kids about probably the worst, if not some of the worst news they've ever heard in their little baby life. Okay, that's not me, but probably a counselor or somebody like that is the person who can give you the advice of how to handle that conversation. For me, the way it happened was the kids were playing out on a swing set, and my ex-husband said, we're telling them right now, and called them inside and just told them. I don't recommend doing it that way. Ask somebody else who knows how to do it. Don't do it like that. Whatever you do, don't do it like that. Getting divorced sometimes is really an exercise in this balancing act. And I don't love talking about it in terms of balance because I think you're always like robbing one to pay the other, right? As moms and wives and business people or community members, church members, sisters, whatever, you're never able to do all the things all at once. Like something is always getting the priority. And I've heard it talked about like glass balls and rubber balls, like some things can drop and they'll bounce back. Some things that drop and they shatter. So like your own health, that's a glass ball. If it shatters, everything goes to crap, right? But like maybe sometimes work is a little bit more of a rubber ball. Like maybe you're not the number oneist, A+ist, 100%ist you at work, but that ball may bounce back. Worse, get another job if you absolutely have to. But one of these things that's difficult because they're both glass balls is your mental well-being and your kids' mental well-being. And I think the thing you can do more than anything else is keeping a clear boundary about what's like adult stuff and stuff for you to worry about and what's kid stuff and stuff for them to worry about and not bleeding them. Because in the moment, you may feel tempted to dump some of your stuff on their side. You're not going to feel good about that. And then your mental health is going to be impacted. And so will theirs because they're worried about why their daddy cheated on you and what does cheating on you even mean, right? And so both of you go down. But if you keep this boundary between yourselves and make sure everybody has the support that they need, like do we have therapists involved? Does the school know? Does the Girl Scout, Boy Scout, whatever leader know and can help kind of support? And each of you keeping these your own boundaries while you also being a safe place for them to say how they feel, share what they're going through, talk to you about the other parent and how much they love and miss them. I think those are the best ways you can show up for your kids and yourself during the divorce. One of the ways you can support your kids during the divorce is creating a really clear, all but done plan. The plan that you're going to put into, like ready to put into place when you're ready to file the papers, when you're ready to go, but you don't do it yet. And why this matters so much is you're going to be planning at that phase, like, how are we going to tell the kids? Where will the kids be when they find out? How am I going to pay my rent? And you're going to get really clear and specific, granular into the details of in that week or two surrounding when you file for divorce. And that's when it's all going to be new and fresh to the kids, and they're going to be terrified and scared. And you having a clear, detailed plan and just keep serving the peanuts. That's what Glennon Doyle tells us, right? The plan's going, we're just going to keep serving the peanuts. And when you're able to continue to do that for them, it can provide so much support. So if you'd like to know more about how you can create the all but done plan in your life and all the different areas you need to think through so that when it's time to go, you're ready to go and you support their mental well-being in the process, then join us in the My Confident Divorce course. So I'm Hannah Hembry Bell, a divorce lawyer mom in Austin, Texas, who built this course out of my own experience. I didn't have an ABD, an all but done plan. It just sort of came out of me, and I paid the price. Through the rest of my divorce, I was caught on my heels, I was chasing my tail, and eventually was sort of backed into a corner and took a settlement that I still don't love, and I'm still paying the consequences for, and so are my kids 10 years later. And I don't want that to happen to you. So based on all the thousands of people I've helped and my team's helped to get divorced, we put together how you can create this plan to protect you, your kids, your money, and your sanity. So let's get you registered, and I'll see you in there.